Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Today I made a video regarding Trump's tariffs on China and China retaliating. In this video that I made earlier today, Trump gives China an ultimatum in the Panama Canal and increases the tariffs on China to about 103% or something like this. Well, he just increase them to 125%. So since this morning until this evening, 125%. In a video I made earlier today, and let me show you the video. I'm not going to play it. I'm just going to show you where you can find it. Right here. I said that US issues ultimatum to China. US slaps 104 tariffs on China. China slaps US with 84%. Who'll lose, I said. And what they say, who has more to lose, US or China? And I made a point that China has nothing to lose. I'm talking about in terms of losing face or prestige. All right, we lost, we fought, after all, United States of America. But if United States of America, if it bows down, then it has more to lose. It has to lose actually everything because it loses the global prestige. That means Russia kicked your butt in Ukraine. Now China kicks your butt in economy, in finance, in trade. What's going on here? You're not who you think you are. So that means I claimed in that video that the empires cannot show weaknesses because the provinces see and then they will conduct uprisings. So what happened now? Trump has to fight first mistake. Trump started fighting, as I said in that video, with everyone at once, which was a big mistake because you're not as strong. So Trump realizes that after the threat, that's how Trump operates, with blackmail and threats. This is the art of the steal. How to steal things. You blackmail at the gunpoint, you give me that. That's we're negotiating right now. If you don't do what I'm telling you, I'm gonna fuck you up, man. That's how is the trade. This is how you negotiate in Trump's world. Trump can negotiate and win only if he has this on his side. If he doesn't have it, I don't know, he has too many skills. But you can say, well, Emil, he's a successful businessman. It's correct. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe this is his real face now. Nevertheless, let's go and see the first article where Trump goes 125% on China. But what he's going to do, he realizes that he can't fight everyone at once, as I said. And he stops every other tariffs on everybody else for 90 days until it focuses only on China. So that tells the whole world, I mean, Trump tries to, no, I'm doing this because I'm a nice guy. No, it's because you realize that your blackmail, your bluff did not work. Therefore, you cannot fight everybody. Therefore, you're going to focus on China only. Maybe you're going to beat China one-on-one. It shows the limitations, my friend. It's like, you challenge me to a fight after I say, I'm going to beat you up, man. I'm going to beat all of you up, man. I'm going to beat all of you. Come on. I'm bluffing, obviously. And then when you say, okay, you want to fight? Let's go. And they're like, 190 countries on this planet come and say, okay, let's fight. And I'm like, whoa. I see that you are very much afraid. So I will withdraw my challenge to all of you except you. So no. I would like now the whole world to say to United States of America, unfortunately, I'm going to lose as well, saying, you know what, hold on, no. Let's keep the trade war, the tariff wars. Do you know what Trump is going to be? He was caught with a bluff. He can't fight everybody. United States is not as strong. And I have an article to show you that. So let's read this article first. Right here. Then, so Trump hikes China tariffs to 125. Then we're going to jump to this article from Sputnik. Trump's tariffs too late to restore US trade dominance. I think it is. I made that claim in this video as well, that I gave you the example of the song "I Shot the Sheriff." Kill it before it grows. So you gotta kill these guys before they get stronger. I think it's too late. The critical mass was passed. It's already beyond that. Too big, you can't fight them anymore. That's why he said, oh, no, I'm not gonna kick you, I'm just gonna fight this guy, because they realize I can't, not even this guy. And then let's go to another article here, which says this. It's from today. It's tonight, right here. Trump says he decided on 90-day tariffs pause because, not because we're weak and we got our limitation, our bluff was exposed, because people were yippy and afraid. I mean, really, this guy, Trump, must think that he's a genius, or he thinks that we are baboons. And indeed, there are many baboons over there. A majority of them are baboons, bottom feeders, as Albert Einstein said. 99% of the population, the human race, humans, all they need is a backbone. The brain is an appendix, is extra. They don't need that. The backbone. Eat, fuck, sleep, and start over. All right, so let's start with the first article. It's so easy. It's so easy. Here, Trump hikes China tariffs to 125. The decision came shortly after Beijing retaliated against Washington's previous tariffs rise. U.S. President Donald Trump has raised the tariffs on Chinese goods to 125% in response to retaliatory measures imposed by Beijing earlier on Wednesday. In a post on his Truth Social platform, Trump wrote that, and I'm quoting, based on the lack of respect that China has shown to the world's markets. What? What are you talking about? You've been blackmailing everybody with negotiations under the threat of a gun. And now, no, China showed, listen, I want the United States to win. But if we are to win like thugs, at least say so. Don't make us feel like we won and you want me to say that I was the greatest. I can't do that personally. I can't. If I'm a thug, I like to say it, I'm a thug. Okay? I don't like to say, I behave like a thug, but I want everybody to think that I'm an angel. I mean, this is low. And unfortunately, these guys are doing exactly that in our names. I'm not on China's side. I'm United States of America's side. But let me give you this example. I don't like to give examples as movies, but it's a good example. I'm doing like Trump right now. Do you remember the movie, maybe you haven't seen it, Troy, with Brad Pitt? Remember when Achilles finds Hector in front of the Trojan walls, remember? And then Hector stumbles on a little rock, Arkansas, and falls on his back, and Achilles could have struck him, but he stops. Remember what Achilles tells Hector while Hector is down? He said, get up. I don't want a stone, a rock, to steal my fame. This is why we used to be Greco-Roman civilization. Right now we have empathy and being weak and a sinner. Judeo-Christian civilization now, right? Which one you choose? I don't choose the empathy, what the fuck ever, okay? I choose the strong. You say, oh, strong, but that guy did not want to win that way. I don't want the United States of America to win like thugs. You know, înstufăriși la apă mică și tulbure. I don't want us to win, in the swamp with the shallow, murky water, in the dark, in the middle of the dark night, from behind, stab China, and then I say, I'm a big warrior. I don't want to win like that. I have pride. If I say that I am who I say, that's not a behavior of a proud warrior. All right, so the same, these guys, with China. No, I want us to win if we deserve. Well, I mean, the world is as it is. I understand, but at least say it. Say it. Cheers, noroc. All right, let's go further. Here. I am hereby raising the tariffs. So he has to. See, Trump has to do it. The Chinese are making him hurt them. Charged to China by the United States of America to 125% effective immediately. He expressed hope that Beijing would realize that ripping off the US and other countries is no longer sustainable or acceptable. Okay, if that is true, I'm with the United States of America, but I saw how this guy behaves with Iran. I saw how this guy behaves with other countries. You do it my way or I'm going to fuck you up. Now, and please negotiate. There's no negotiations, that's a blackmail. Trump move came hours after China's finance ministry announced a tariffs hike on its own, which brought tariffs levied on American imports to a total of 84%, thus mirroring Washington's previous increase by 50%. So they equaled it. But no, didn't the United States of America say that they want to have parity? No, reciprocity. So they mirrored. No, you can't do that. The continual tit-for-tat escalation of the trade war between the world's top economies was set in motion when Trump imposed 20% tariffs on all Chinese goods in March. Wait, it depends how much China had at that time. We have to take into consideration Russia today. If they impose 20% and the Chinese have 90%, that's not fair. Last week he added an additional 34%, to which Beijing responded in kind. Washington on Truth Social, the US president also announced a 90-day pause and a substantially lowered reciprocal tariffs during this period of 10%, also effective immediately. You see, granted to the multitude of other nations that Washington has recently imposed sweeping tariffs on. Trump cited calls made by more than 75 countries, to the Departments of Commerce, Treasury, and Office of the United States trade representatives. According to the president, these nations expressed willingness to discuss trade barriers, tariffs, currency manipulation, and non-monetary tariffs. That's fantastic if that's true. Trump also pointed out that unlike China, these countries have not, at my strong suggestion, that blackmail threats, retaliate in any way, shape, or form against the United States of America. I'm all for equal tariffs or no tariffs at all. That is free market. Capitalism, we're told. All right? So I'm for that. Well, all right, let's go to the next article. That comes from Sputnik. Trump's tariffs. Too late to restore U.S. trade dominance? Question mark. That's exactly what I said in this video. Kill it before it grows. If it's too late, it's too late. I think it's too late. You can't fight all at once, I said. China raised duties, negotiate or lose. All right, next one. Trump says he decided a 90-day tariff pause because people were yippy and afraid. So he has to, because China is bad and we're just good people and we, you didn't think they will be like yippy and a bit afraid? Huh? Liberation tariffs. I think the S&P 500 rode up over 9.5% in the biggest increase. Okay, so let's talk about the stock market. Can you imagine people around Trump or Trump himself knowing that he's going to impose tariffs? He's going to respond in kind. Can you imagine how many people made, how much money some people made? Having the information ahead of everybody else. Oh, it's not possible? Okay, so here it is. Let's draw a little conclusion. United States showed its limitations in Ukraine. That's why they negotiate. They are not negotiate. They are mediating. United States is not mediating with Russia or between Russia and Ukraine. They are part of the losing side. I like it. I don't like it, but I think that's the reality. That's the first one. They showed the limitation. That's why people go to BRICS. And not only, they realize if we go under the China, India, Brazil, South Africa and Russia's umbrella, we are protected from the bully boy drunk and with a loaded shotgun in the parking lot, which is the United States of America. So what do we have here? Now they tried in the economic sphere. They tried to, this is the end of the line. When all arguments go and all the laws are used and you're losing, it's like a person who plays Monopoly. I hope you already had this kind of people in your entourage. You play Monopoly, the game, and one person cannot lose, cannot accept that he loses or she loses. Therefore, tries to make all kind of rules while we go that will help him or help her win at that particular time. That rule cannot be used by anybody else on the table when the same circumstance appears. No, only by this guy. And he thinks he's okay. And he starts to playing and yelling and maybe threatening and blah, blah, blah. The best way to do it is to get the Monopoly, do like this and say, shut the fuck up. You fucked up. Out. Or say, no, you get out. Get out of the game. But what if the guy starts beating you? That's exactly what America does right now. Some country says, no, you can't do that. And if you do that, we're ready to fight. And United States of America said, yeah, we're going to fight. Militarily first in Ukraine, now financially and economically, an economic war, financial war, however you want to call it, in the other sphere. It shows its limitation. You remember when you have like football players, they start losing the game, they start falling, hitting people, arguing like thugs. Why? They don't have anything else. That's all they left. They have to show supremacy through our incipient violence. We are the same people, as I said many times before. We have a veneer of civilization. We're not better than the humanoids, 5,000 years ago. Not at all. We pretend maybe we don't take a shit as they did, and we didn't wipe or something, but that's not really civilization. Okay, it's just, typical personal hygiene, and that's it. But other than that, we're the same baboons. We act in the same way, the same threats, the same violence. We become the same knuckle draggers that we were. Look at this guy. The president of the most civilized country in the world acts with blackmails. And then he pretends that actually we are the victims. When have you seen a bully a victim? The bully is a bully because he's not a victim. The other ones are the victims. But United States of America is always click reacting to other little fish that we want to smack. Reacting to them, oh, they attacked me. Oh, I have to do this. I have to impose sanctions on China because China is bad. All right, okay. What about the rest of the world? And now it sees the limitations and says, I'm not going to fight you guys because I'm a good guy. I see you all cry here. No, we're not crying. Yeah, you're crying. No, we're not crying. Yes, you're crying, I said. And I'm going to focus on you. That shows the limitation from this to this. I don't know if it's true what Trump says that 75 countries called him. It's according to him. I don't know. Do you think he wouldn't lie? He has to save face. His blackmail and his bluff were just exposed. And you have to compete. You can't bomb everybody. And besides, China will continue doing what they do best because they have India, they have the BRICS countries, and they have Russia. And the Americans know it. And they have at one point, as Lavrov said, about 5 or 6 years ago, I think it was in imbecile from either the so-called hard talk or something with that guy who always looks down on other leaders and he's so sophisticated. I hate that guy. Anyway, that's one because he's rude and he's now that he asks follow-up questions, he's rude with certain people. With other ones, he's very like that, weasels. And the other one is maybe Mr. Rosenberg, I think his name. Rosenberg is a Jewish guy from BBC, interviewed Lavrov. I think it was Rosenberg, Steve Rosenberg. I think not Rosenbaum, Rosenberg. Very much Jewish. And Lavrov in that interview tells him, the West, the United States of America, but he talks about the West in general, they cannot yet, they lost and they're not, their hegemony is gone, but they can't let go yet. They can't come to terms in their psyche that they are not what they used to a few years ago. It's gone, it's done, but it takes time, and this is the last spasm. Have you ever had a fish cut his head and leave it like the fish is dead, cut the head and still jumps, the last spasms? That's with the West. And gone. This is the West right now. It tries the last card. And the last card would be violence. The way they can push around little countries, they failed against Russia. The whole world saw it. Thank you very much. And now we're gonna lose against China, I suspect. And again, probably Trump is going to say, after he realizes the Chinese will not bow down, going to say, you know what, I'm going to be a nice guy. Hey, stop, come on. I can destroy you, but because I see all these Chinese people hurt by my might, I will stop the trade, okay, war. That's exactly how Trump will do it. You'll see in a few days. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.